Greetings, everyone. I know. It has been a while since I've done a iTalks, and I'm sorry. Now that I think about it, this is like the first one of the entire year. I'm pretty sure of it. Comfy. In this episode, I want to discuss a couple of ways to get unstuck. I'll keep it real with you guys. My heart needed to heal. Mental health is important. Authenticity is important. Those are two things that I believe I influence, I push, I talk about. It is who I am. It's my brand. So it's important that I am right, especially if I'm giving advice or self-motivation, stuff in that ballpark, that I take my own advice or I seek help from others. If you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you guys are really true to this but not new to this, you have probably read some of my captions basically talking about relationships that I've been through, all sorts of things. So if you're not following me on all social media platforms, you ought to if you feel like you want to. So be sure to check all the links provided in the description. Unfortunately, especially in the African American, Hispanic, households, especially, it's a small percentage of mental health advocates going hard, as they say. I take my job very, very seriously when I get on YouTube. I take it as I can not just brighten someone's day, I can motivate someone. I can bring someone out of a shitty situation. It was really important that I took some time off for myself, because the last thing I wanted to do was get in front of the camera and be on some fake stuff, because we don't do that here. I figured that since a lot of you guys are young and or living through my experiences, right? Because listen, therapy isn't cheap. There are a lot of kids that are going back to school after a year off, but they have to meet their bullies in person because they just dealt with 9 months to a year of cyberbullying that their parents don't know about because they don't feel comfortable with talking to their parents. It's a lot that's going on in society. So when I talk about feeling unstuck, I was like, wait, hold my Fiji water, okay? Because I have to get unstuck. And when I do, when I get myself back to the way I know I am, that high vibrational being that I know that I am, that woman that was thriving with or without him, I made myself smile. I made my heart pitter patter. I gave myself butterflies with affirmations. I fell in love with myself before any man because of the time I gave myself. So when I realized after the situation happened, and I realized okay, this is who he is, and I need to let this go. I was like, I just got unstuck. And that low-key, high-key segues perfectly right into realization. It don't matter whether or not it's in matters of the heart, friendships, family, whomever, work relationships, school, you versus you. Sometimes it's unhealthy thoughts that you got floating around. You're living in a bad headspace. That's just as bad as someone yelling at you verbally. Once you realize that, hey, this isn't who I am. Basically, you're subscribing to low frequencies. Once you gain that clarity, that realization, for instance, if you're 14 years old, you're about to enter high school this year because of, certain lifts in your city. Last year, let's say you pretty much 80% of that year was spent homeschooled. And let's say some of the virtual students, really? Some of your students that you've been Zooming with, etc., don't like you. So most 14-year-olds have a social media account. So they find you, they find your page, they're looking at everything you like, and they're basically hating on you. Let's say you like collecting stones and rocks at the beach, and you take a bunch of photos of it. That person calls you a freak. They're like, why are you picking up this garbage? Saying all this stuff, da-da-da-da. And then after basically a year worth of bullying, you have to see this person. You have to look at it like this. Which brings me to our next tip to get unstuck. So again, I'm giving an example about a school and a bully situation. Now you have to face this bully. You're feeling all kinds of ways. You're entering high school, so you want to be cool. It's a whole thing. You don't even know where this person was Zooming from. Are they at a library all the time? Are they actually at home? Do they have the right school supplies for it? You're out here smiling, cheesing, by the beach, living your best life. You got your parents in your life, or what have you. Maybe you don't. Maybe y'all are both in the same boat. Maybe y'all are not having the best life, but you choose to say, screw that. And that person got a whole attitude waiting for you when they see you. Just remember this. Always, 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 just to solidify, this is the black girl solidification, the period, and the hair flip, okay? Anyway, getting back to, sorry y'all know how I get off. Hurt people hurt people. I say again, hurt people hurt people. Whomever you're dealing with that is highly toxic has that toxicity within them. Whether it has something to do with school, a relationship, whatever, however they're treating you that is wrong, however they've negatively impacted your life, that person is in a toxic environment. They have low self-esteem. They're the real cowards. Most bullies may have you on sides, but they're the real cowards. I'm going to tell you this. They're the real cowards because do you know how easy it is to be angry? Do you know how easy it is to allow, remember, you have the power to allow someone to ruin your day. Your day. It's your day. God gave you this day. The divine, whatever you identify with, just have some faith, y'all. Okay? Don't be walking around faithless, fallen, looking for somebody faithful. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work, honey. Remember this. Lower vibrations are easy to grab. They're easy to attach to. Right? So, the cowards are taking the easiest way out. But you know what? Darling, you're disqualified. Divinely. There are things that I'm learning that are just out of your control. And I'm segueing into the next tip.